Welcome back, my friends. Today we are going to take a look at how to create a printable planner so that you can print it off on paper and fill it out with pen and ink, or a pencil if you like. Now, before we proceed, if you're liking our videos, press that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Let's go. Now, you can search for planners if you want to use a template that's available. Sorry for the background noise. I have my window open and there's a plane flying overhead. But if you're looking to use a template as a planner that you can print off, you can do that. The problem with most of the templates is that they're individual templates. You'll find complete planners, a very limited amount of complete planners. Now, as you hover over the templates, you'll see which ones are multi-page. For example, this one is a multi-page planner, and it flips through all the pages, and you can see whether this is a planner that you want to use. So I'm going to show you how to create your own planner by using some of the templates that are available, and then customizing the planner for your needs. So if depending on what size of planner you're going to create for yourself to print, you can come down here and you can create a custom size, whether it be 5 by 7 or 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to choose inches, and I am going to do a 8.5 by 11 planner, and I'm going to create a new design. And here's my workspace. So the first thing I'm going to do is I would do is create my a cover page and something to inspire me. That's what I would do. So I'm going to come in here into the elements, and I am going to choose for something floral, because I like flowers and flowers inspire me. So I'm just going to look for some photos of flowers. So I'm going to choose that one, and I'm going to right click and set that image as my background. And here we go. I'm now going to come in and I'm going to add some text. And you can use any font that you like. This font happens to be Playlist Script. It's one of my favorites. So I'm just going to call this Goal Getter Planner. And I'm going to add the year, but I'm going to add the year in a different font. And again, you can do this however. You can use whatever fonts you like. You don't have to use these fonts. So I'm just going to put that there, and I'm just going to make the font larger just to see if I like it or not. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I don't know. I really don't like it too much. So let's see what else is available. Oh, I like that. Okay. So I'm going to choose that font, and then I'm going to come here, and maybe I am going to make it a different color. Maybe I'll see what that looks like. Okay, that didn't work. I don't know why. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, so you're saying, geez, you can't really see that. What else can we do here to make it stand out a little bit? How about adding a shadow? So let's add a shadow. And let's see what it would look like with the different colors here. Let's decrease the transparency, and I mean, it's totally up to you what you want to use. If you don't like that, you can just make it black again. And I'm just going to make that smaller. And maybe I'll make that bigger just to fit the page. I'll bring that up a little bit and I'll put that there. Okay, so once you're done creating your cover page, you can move on to the next page, which normally I like to add a year-to-date calendar. And actually, I'm just going to go back to the first page because depending on whether you like to continue the background on here with the floral and the blue background, if you want to continue this style, then you can just say duplicate page, and that would duplicate the page, and then you can just get rid of this and just continue. And then if you plan on using this page background and flowers, you can just continue to duplicate the page and just have a template for you, so that when you're going through the rest of the adding the rest of the elements to your calendar, you have this blank template available. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to search for year-to-date dates, and I'm going to come back to elements, and I'm just going to X out my previous search, and I'm going to search for yearly and see what comes up. We've got graphics, we've got photos. Maybe I'll come up to design and see if I can see anything here. Okay, yearly, here we go, and here's one here. So depending on whether you like this or not. Now, the one thing that you need to be careful about is that when you click on this, it's going to ask you whether you're replacing this page or not. So depending on whether you want to use a white clear background, I would just work off of a white background and then move those elements to your templated background that you want to use or print. And also just keep in mind that if you're going to print this, the colors, it might be difficult to write on the colors, the shaded colors, so you might prefer something that's white. I'm going to add this calendar here right now, and what I'm going to do is rather than use this background, the whole background, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an element. I'm going to add a white box. I'll call it, it's a rectangle, so I'll add a rectangle. Okay, I'll just add this. I know it's not, it's got rounded corners, but you can easily fix that by going into shape and just clicking the square there with the straight corners. And now I'm going to bring this up. Like so. And I'm going to make the background white, and then I'm also going to make it transparent because I mean, that's totally up to you, but this is what I'm doing. I'm just going to make it a tad bit transparent so I can see a little bit of the background. Then I'm going to come back down here. I'm going to grab everything here. I'm just going to click, left click, and just drag my mouse all the way down to grab all of those elements, and then I'm going to press Control C to copy. That's a shortcut. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to paste. Now if I want to make it bigger, I can just drag that up a little bit while everything is selected, and just be careful you don't go outside the lines. If you want to center it, now is your time to center it. Okay, now I've done this intentionally, and what I want to do is I'm just going to come here and I'm going to change that to place script. Now you're noticing that it doesn't look nice, the capital, but you can change that. So if you click on it and you just come here, you can change it there to be upper and lower cap, and then I'm going to capitalize that, and I'm also just going to tighten up the spacing here a little bit, just to give it that calligraphy effect. Okay, so just gonna make that a little bit bigger and center it a little bit. All right, so that is the year to date. That's the year to date. Okay, so the next thing that I would do is I would add my monthly planners. So I'm just going to get rid of that because I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to search now in design for monthly. And it's basically just a matter of finding a template that you like. So I am going to choose this one as my monthly. Now this one, I guess, is just 1 day. So I guess if you wanted more than 1 day, you'd have to look for a template that you know, has multiple months. And again, you can just hover over and find one that's multiple. So maybe if you type in 12 months, you might find something. I don't know. No, we're not having much luck there. So I'll just go back here and choose monthly planner, and there's 14 there. So if you want to use that one, you could use that one, and basically you can add you can apply all the pages, or you can do one at a time. So I'm just going to add one for now. There's my January, and again, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab this page, and I am going to first what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color in here to match my other colors. So I'm going to come in here, and you can see it's grabbed the photo so that I can easily just change the color there. And if you wanted to do all of them, you could just shift and click each one. Okay, that's not working. So you could shift and click each one. And then you can come in here and select the color. You could do the same here, select the color here, select the color. Okay, so if you're happy with that, then what you can do is you can grab that, and before we do that, I'm just going to come back here, and I'm just going to select that square and just add it here, because I want to have that background there. And again, if that's what you're going to be doing, using this template to make all your other pages, then you can just duplicate it so that you can have that template ready for when you're creating your other pages. But I'm going to grab that, Control C, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to bring it up here, and I'm going to do Control V to paste it. And now I have my January. So the next thing that I would do is, like if you want to add the rest of the months, you could continue to add the rest of the months and do the same. But if you use a weekly, then you can look for a weekly page. So I'm going to come back here, and now I'm going to search for weekly. And I am just going to grab this. So I'm just going to grab this template right here, and I really don't care much for the background that's pink, but I am going to grab the rest of the elements on here, and I'm going to press Control C for copy. I'm going to come down here to my template. And before I do that, I'm just going to duplicate that page so I don't lose it. But I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to say Control V to paste it. And I am just going to get rid of that leaf because I don't want it. And I am going to change the color here. Okay, so I'm just going to change the color of that to match the rest of my planner because I've got a blue theme going on. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to come up here to color, and I am going to change that to this blue here. And at the bottom, it's going to say change all, and I'm going to say yes. I'm also going to come here and change that here. Now, I guess I'm finding it a little bit too dark, and if you're finding it a little bit too dark, then what you can do is you can just come up here. You can this is to add a new custom color, but actually here is a lighter shade of blue, which might be a better fit if you're going to print it and write on it, because then you'll be able to see what you're actually writing. And again, it says it's going to ask you change all, and you can say yes, and there you go, it's changed all, except for this one. Now, if you want to have this a little darker shade, you can do that too for a little bit of contrast. And if you want to change the lines because you don't like the color of the lines, you can come up here and you can change the color of the lines to something a little bit darker blue, or you can change them to black. It's totally up to you. And again, it's gonna ask you change all, and you can say yes. Okay, so that's your weekly planner. Now, if you are looking for a daily planner, you would come back in here and you would look for a daily planner. And it's pretty much the same thing. There's a whole bunch of different templates available for daily planners, and so if I'm just choosing this to show you how I would add it. So there's a daily planner. Now again, I've lost my template, so I'm going to just duplicate this, and I'm just going to get rid of this by deleting it. And I'm going to come here, and I'm just going to grab this information, and I'm going to copy it, Control C, and come back up here and do Control V. Okay, and I am just going to delete that. I'm going to delete that because I don't need that. I am going to add another page here. And stick with me. I know this isn't making sense to you right now, but the last thing I want to do, and I will come back up here and show you how to fix this, because these are problems that you're going to run into as well. But for now, I'm going to add a notes page because we all like to write notes. So I'm just going to search for notes, and I am going to add this page here. Actually, sorry, I'm just going to go back, and I'm just going to add a page here, and I'll add the notes here. Actually, I don't like that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I am going to add this to here, but before I do, I'm just going to grab that white rectangle because I forgot to make a copy of my template, and I'm just going to copy this. Copy, and I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to paste it. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to delete this. Now, before we finish off here, I just want to, you're probably wondering, oh my goodness, like how many different fonts are you using? Well, I'm going to show you how to change that right now. So over here, you have your monthly, and that looks okay. Over here we have the weekly planner, and I'm just going to remove that leaf. Oh, we have 2 weekly planners, so I don't need that. I'm going to garbage can it. So this, since I'm using PlayScript, I'm going to change that font to PlayScript as well. There we go, and I'm just going to change it to black because my fonts have been black. I'm going to change that to PlayScript as well, and I'm just going to add the year 2023, and now you notice that there is another box in here, and so I'm just going to get rid of that. How do you get rid of it? If you go to position, you can either try and click. So let me see if I can click it. Okay. That's not the box I want, though. I think it's this box. And you can just delete it, and you're left with that. Now, it is this box that I want to delete. Before I do that, though, I am just going to yeah, so it is this one that I want to get rid of. So you can either come to position and go to layers, and the one that you selected is always highlighted, and that's the one I want to delete. So you can do it from here, or you can just simply press delete here. So there you go. There, it's deleted. Now you'll notice that the square is now the same color, so you'll want to shade it a little bit darker, just so that you can actually see it. So I'm just going to do that. Actually, I think I'm going to change it to gray instead. Okay, so there's your weekly planner, and here is the daily planner. I'm just going to grab that rectangle again. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to bring it here and paste, and I'm going to send it in back. So you can do that 2 ways. You can go to position, and here it is right here. Now I want it to be just before the background, so I'm going to grab it, and I'm just going to drag it all the way down to the bottom. And I'm going to put it just before the background. Okay, And there we go. Now it's behind. Now all you need to do is change the color of the squares there. So I'm just going to change it to a light gray. It's going to ask me change all. I'm going to say yes, and there we go. So over here, I'm going to take Saturday out because I don't want it to say a date. I can always just write the date in here. So what I'll do is I'll take that out and I'll just put date, and I'll make that bigger, and I will left justify that text like so, and I'll change the color to black because I'm using black, and I'm going to change this to PlayScript because that's the font that I'm using. And again, I'm going to do initial caps for this, and again I'm going to change the color to black, and I'm going to change all. Okay, it didn't appear to change these ones, so if you want, you can change these ones to black as well. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to make that 32. And I'm just going to try and center it on the page. There you go. Okay, now we're going to come here because we've got our notes pages. And okay, so you can see that the lines are a little bit overlapping, and what you can do is you can just grab the background and just make it a little bit bigger so that the lines aren't overlapping into your blue background. Again, I'm going to update this font into our the font that we've been using for our pages, which is PlayScript. I'm going to change it to title case, and then I'm going to change the color to black. And I'll just make the date a little bit bigger there because it's nice to just have enough room to write. I'm just going to bring that down and just make it bigger. I'm just going to move that over here. There we go. Okay, now you can move this. If you find it hard to move the date, you can try Control and clicking, and that will give you a little bit more control over where you are, the direction that you're moving the elements. And I'm just going to make this larger so that notes actually fits into the white square. Okay, and so now once you've done creating your planner, you can continue to add pages here. Note that Canva can hold about 200 pages, but keep in mind that the more elements you use, the slower Canva is going to be, and you know, you might not be able to actually add 200 pages. So keep that in mind. Also, if you are creating planners for the purposes of selling them, keep in mind that the images and elements and graphics are copyright, so you're really not permitted to resell. You can use them for your personal use, but you cannot resell these. You would not be able to resell your planner. Okay, please look at the terms and conditions for use of Canva. Now to download and print this, you just come to Share. You can click the download button and Planners and calendars should be downloaded as a PDF. You can download it as a PDF for printing. If you want to make it smaller, you can do PDF standard, which is good for emailing, but you would download it as a PDF print document. Over here you get to say which pages you want to download, if you want to download them all or just some. And you get to select the color profile. And CMYK is the best for professional printing. Okay, so you would come here, you would select download, you would select PDF, and then you would download your item. And that will download to your downloads folder, which is right here. You'll see the shortcut there, or you can just go into your downloads folder. You can also say show in folder. So I'm going to open it, and here is the planner, which if you can print it to use it with pen and paper, or you can even upload this PDF planner into GoodNotes or Notability and use it for digital planning if you wanted to. If you don't know how to import documents into GoodNotes, I'll leave the link down on the bottom. I have a tutorial that will show you how to import PDFs into GoodNotes so that you could use them for digital planning. All right, so if you like this tutorial, please give me a like and please subscribe. Okay, so stay tuned so that you can be the first to know when something new comes out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, bye-bye for now, my friends.